Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another Indie Game Friday, where each week I take a look at an independent role-playing game. This week I wanted to delve into the realm of freeware, and I found an old game that nonetheless still has some merit. Cardhalia was originally released many years ago by Say, a small group of Czech developers, and is currently available for free in the original Czech and an English translation at their website, which I'll link in the description below. Cardhalia is an old-school, step-based, four-person party RPG in the eye of the beholder vein, with real-time combat and first-person view. It was designed years ago to mimic a type of genre from even earlier, and it shows. But that doesn't necessarily count against it, as said genre is fairly popular when it's well done. I can't speak for the original Czech writing, and the English translation is sort of rough, but from what I can gather, the main character is an apprentice to a great wizard in a land where magic results from the gaps in the weaves of fate. Other beings of chaos have arisen through these gaps, and one of them slays the master of the main character, leaving them only cryptic clues to go by. From there, you summon the rest of your party from heroes bound to summoning scrolls, and then you go on your way. Character creation involves selecting between one of two character backgrounds, but selecting between them and choosing to change them re-rolls their stats. Each character has 3 primary stats, strength, dexterity, and wisdom, and then 3 skill stats, combat, magic, and thievery. From there, things like magic and hit points are determined. Gameplay is very true to the genre, involving moving around maps, clicking on background objects to interact with them, entering various areas, and either encountering or avoiding enemies. There is an auto map, but it's a separate screen that must be accessed during play. If there's no enemies nearby, a party can also rest to provide rapid regeneration of health, as well as magic, although both will automatically regenerate at a slower rate just by walking around. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be any hunger or thirst to worry about, although certain foods and drinks are available, as well as herbs that you can pick up, and they all seem to restore your various statistics. Characters may hold a weapon in their main hand, and either a shield or a spell in their offhand, and these are activated in combat simply by clicking on them. Combat is in real time and on the same exploration map as everything else, with enemies moving from square to square just as you do. They operate on their own timer, so that doing the whole cell dancing technique so common in the early games of this genre isn't just a good tactic, it seems to be expected in certain fights. The party starts with very little on hand, although certain heroes are definitely more equipped than others. As you proceed through the game, you can uncover various items that can be equipped or used directly from the inventory. Money can also be gathered to pay for goods from the various shopkeepers you'll encounter. It's all very typical and yet mostly well done. Spells belong to one of a few different schools, and once uncovered may be used by a character to learn them. Each character can have up to 1 spell equipped at any time. My main problem with the combat is that there's no real auto-attack or auto-attack all, and I know that's not really a standard of the genre, but it was available in some titles about the time that this came out. Meaning that yes, every single round, you'll be clicking on each and every weapon that you want to attack with. Veterans of the genre are probably saying that they're used to that already, but I really kind of pine for those few games that allowed you to swing everything with one single icon. As you defeat enemies, you'll get experience, and when you level up, you can boost any one of your skill stats. In this way, you can have characters that are better at magic, better at combat or stealing, and some that have a nice mix. It's all really simple, really. That having been said, the game follows genre conventions very well, especially for a freeware game designed years ago by teenagers. It's got a lot of exploration and some nice secrets. Graphically, the game is at least on par with others of the genre from the 90s, and the music is fun, if a little unfortunate in some areas. The interface is pretty fancy, blending into the artwork in the background, and unfortunately this makes it a little bit of a clunky interface at times. Inventory management is especially bad, but it's not completely unworkable. As I said, I really can't comment on the writing too much because the English translation is just laughable. Still, there's enough to get a gist of the plot and the interactions, if you don't mind rereading a few things from time to time. And I understand it was actually some sort of fan translation, so I guess beggars can't be choosers. What plot points I encountered during my couple hours of play were pretty standard for the genre, didn't really stick out, mostly just reasons to throw your characters into the various dungeons. But there was a lot more interaction with some of the party members that you summoned than I'd expect for something of this nature. Each character that you can summon has their own background, and they chime up and interact with other NPCs and places that you encounter in a manner consistent with their origins, and I thought that was actually a very nice touch. All in all, for a free game, I'm well impressed with this one, and wish I'd managed to run across it long ago. There is a fair amount of content in here. I was playing for a couple hours at the very least, and I feel like I just scratched the surface. Now, I understand that there is, or at least was, a sequel in development, but I don't understand the language, so I can't really gather more details than that from the website. The forums seem active enough, although the website itself hasn't been updated in a while. At the end of the day, I do have to say that fans of the old-school dungeon crawler genre should very much check this out if they haven't already. And I will leave it at that. For now, this has been the RPG Crawler with Indie Game Friday Cardhalia. Cardhalia? Is it Cardhalia or Cardhalia? I have no idea. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you've got some feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both computer and tabletop. If you're feeling particularly generous, I do have a Patreon that helps support this channel by purchase of equipment and various things to review. It's up at patreon.com/rpgcrawler. Until next time, take care and goodbye.